hail and some strong winds are likely.
Yeah, boy, yeah, they set a major call for Tyler County over there. They're talking about half-inch size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds.
10-4. All right, we're here in the studio working with the fire department on the radios. This afternoon, as we have a storm warning in effect for northern Adair County, northern Casey County. The storm warning that's in effect.
We got one spot alerted at Nickville there, and we've got a couple more there that been on the phone with.
10-4. All right, again, we are working with the fire department as well here in Adair County for the Meridian Fire Department, Adair Weather Command, and as well as the Storm Alert Center. So, very busy, active afternoon as we've seen storm watches in effect, and now we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect, and the warnings are in effect for the following areas: be Tyler County, Adair County, and Greene County. We can expect winds in the excess of 40 miles per hour, and half-inch hail is likely with these storms. This storm, again, is affecting primarily the northern part of Adair County. And joining me here in the studio, I don't know if Keith is ready to speak. Yeah, Keith Richardson joining me, Storm Anchor, this afternoon. Glad to have you along, Keith.
Glad to be here.
And we again have 2 warnings in effect for this area. The main one is up around the Jacktown area, northern Casey, and the northern part of Adair County. Keith, I think back a few minutes ago, right before the warning was issued by the Weather Service, your tornado alert did notify of a severe thunderstorm.
Yes, it absolutely did. About probably 8 or 9 minutes before the National Weather Service was able to issue this severe thunderstorm warning.
That's what I was thinking when you sent the picture of the warning that indicated a tornado or severe thunderstorm warning for northern Casey. That was at 2:34. That's when you sent that, and then we had the severe thunderstorm warning issued there at 2:44. So actually, about a 10-minute advance warning with the tornado alert this evening as the storm moved into to Casey County. A 10-minute advance warning over what the Weather Service has indicated. Again, we're not bashing them. This is technology.
No,
WX150 storm tracking system indicating a cluster of thunderstorms, those that are moving into Adair, those that are moving through the northern part of Casey County. Keith, it's going to be an interesting afternoon as we see storms beginning to fire up. We're also watching this storm just to the south of Russell Springs. Another storm that's likely to produce a storm warning for people primarily, it will be primarily east of Highway 80, or north of Highway 80, if that continues to hold together. Again, this is the cell that we're seeing here in Russell Springs, south of us, that's moving into the northeastern pattern. Keith?
Yeah, I've been watching that, and that one here for the last 20 minutes or so. But that one that my tornado alert indicated earlier, that was the one I was looking at also there before this other one is now. This one is building up rather quickly there south of Russell Springs.
We do have the storm impacting areas around. Of course, some of this is late data, but Greensburg, Nifley, the Feathersburg Community, Peloton, Haskinsville, Coburg, and Romaine, Kentucky. That would be a combination there of Greene and Taylor County. Northern Casey is under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that storm warning expires at 3 o'clock Central Time, about another 5 or 6 minutes or so from now. Again, that's the storm warning that's impacting the northern part of Casey County. It appears the strongest part of the storm, as you can see it tracking off, is going to tip just the very extreme northern part of Adair County moving into Casey. And it wouldn't be surprising if they would extend that warning into Casey County to include areas around Liberty if it continues to hold together. Another thing, the cell that we're watching in Russell County, it's likely that we would see a warning that would impact the southern part of Casey and that eastern part of Pulaski County. Keith?
You could just tell here in the last couple of hours or so that you could tell the dew point when I left the house a while ago was 70. So that's indicative of having some severe thunderstorms.
Yeah, right now 71% for the dew points. Relative humidity is 71% as well. So it's a very muggy Sunday afternoon, and things are just prime right for severe weather. Of course, we watched earlier today as the Storm Prediction Center indicated a possibility of a watch to be issued, and we saw when the sun comes out, that's not a good sign.
That just fuels the fire.
That fuels the fire. So now we're seeing again the storm warnings issued for northern Adair and basically northern Casey County. We're also watching the storms here in the southern part or the central part now of Russell County that could be impacting the southern part of Casey and the western part of Pulaski County. And as we anticipated, that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Casey County has been extended. Okay, now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Casey, or Clinton County rather. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Clinton County. And they have went ahead and kind of lessened, but it's also continued the warning, excuse me, for the northern part of Casey County. Keith?
You can absolutely, from our video cam from outside, you can see that cell that is moving through the northern part of Adair County right now in our camera outside on the video cam tower.
So, Keith, very good observation there. Of course, I wish we could share that with everybody, but that's not something we do for privacy issues. But watching the tower cam as it shows that line of precipitation and rain starting to move across the area here in Russell County. Keith, what is the tornado alert showing now here in the studio?
It shows not severe at this time on it.
Okay, indicating not severe for our area, but again, sometimes there are limitations on the radar, how far you can see down in the lower levels, and it's definitely a strong storm as it moves out of the region. Persons in Clinton County should be heads up as a storm that's moving out of Byrdstown, Tennessee into the southern part of Clinton County. The severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Casey That will expire at 3:15. And severe thunderstorm warning for Casey County will expire at 3:15. It appears the strongest part of the storm in Adair County coming out of Greensburg and Taylor County. That's going to track off more to the north of Adair County. Keith?
I just noticed on that cell that's moving up into Taylor County there, it's got like a little bit of a tail to it there.
Yeah, we're likely to have hail there in Taylor County as it moves through, and that's one of the things the Storm Prediction Center indicated, that we would likely see hail associated with these storms as they make their way through this afternoon. Severe weather coverage brought to you by Fireworks Overlay Cumberland. Don't pay the high temp prices. Come by the Fireworks Overlay Cumberland. That is on East Highway 80 beside the Save-A-Lot in Russell Springs. So get the commercial in for us today. Looking back, I guess as a whole, looking back at some of the storms that are developing, we're seeing just to the north of Cookeville, Tennessee, east of Nashville, have a cluster of thunderstorms that are moving into the southern part of Kentucky. And if those continue to develop and intensify, we could see storm warnings for Cumberland County and maybe even another one for Clinton County before it's all over. Keith?
Yeah, I noticed the tower cam where we're getting the heavy rain here at the studio now. I can't see that cloud like I did there a while ago, but other than that, that cell, it's over us right now in Russell Springs. The tornado alert says it's not severe here over Russell Springs here.
All right, so you can see the latest warnings that we have in effect for the Lake Cumberland Green River area. We have a storm warning in effect for southern Clinton County. That is moving into that region from Byrdstown, Tennessee. We also have a storm warning in effect for the northern part of Adair, east central part of Taylor County, and kind of the north central portions of Casey County. The storm warning that's in effect for Adair County, it will expire at 3:30 Central Time, and the storm warning in effect for Casey County will expire at 3:15. So we have about another 30 minutes of warning time. The severe thunderstorm warning for Clinton County, that'll be allowed to expire at 3:30. Some of the areas affected include Albany, Cartwright, the Snow, Cumberland City, and 76 Falls area. That is, again, in effect for Clinton County. Keith?
Looks like the heaviest part of that activity in Casey County is right to the northeast of Liberty right now. It's the heavier activity with that cell. And the one back behind it in the northern part of Adair County, it's closer to the Taylor and Adair County lines, the heaviest activity with that cell.
All right, we now have a special weather statement issued for Burkesville, Cumberland County as storms begin to move through Cumberland County, the Kettle and Burkesville community. A special weather statement is indicating 30 miles per hour. Got a tornado warning now. We have a tornado warning. This tornado warning. All right, Central Casey County. We have a tornado warning in effect. It has not come up on the radar, but we do have a tornado warning that's in effect right now for persons around and north of Cane Valley, north of Pelleton and Liberty. Tornado warning. You should be in your safe place. This will affect the areas around Liberty, Casey Creek, Nifley, Clemensville, Pricetown, Gilpin, Creston, and Canetown. This is a tornado warning, again in effect for this area. Keith, would you get a hold of 297 and advise him a tornado warning for northern Adair, extreme northern Adair County? So again, we do work with the Adair Weather Command.
297.
To advise everyone again of a tornado warning in effect for the northern part of Adair and the central part of Casey County. That would be including the towns of Liberty.
WX2 to 297.
293, the one would be okay. So if we were looking at the radar just to the northeast of Cane Valley is where the circulation is likely in with this storm as it moves through. Again, this is in effect for
right around the Cane Valley area.
northern Adair and the central part of Casey County. Again, this is a tornado warning. If you're in the path of the storm, you should be seeking shelter immediately. Again, a tornado warning that is in effect this afternoon for these areas. Places included are around Liberty, between Cane Valley and Liberty this afternoon, watching these storms begin to fire up, and again a tornado warning in effect for this area. It's likely we'd also see a storm warning for that particular region that we're talking about in Russell County as these storms continue to intensify and move across the area. Have a storm warning in effect. For Clinton County, right over Albany now, moving into the central part of that county. The storms pretty much are moving due south or due north from the south, and we're watching the sail over in Cumberland County, mainly the southern part of Cumberland County. So if you are in the path there of that storm, you should seek shelter. Right now, we have a tornado warning in effect for the northern part of Adair County. And Keith, if you would tell them, it's likely that we would have the storm right over Highway 76 and 551. That would be just to the west of Pelleton, moving into Clemensville. All right, everything is fine. We're just trying to get all of this information to you and to the fire department people as well. The storm is right now over the Nifley Highway 76 551 intersection. If you are in the path of this storm, seek shelter immediately. If you are in Clemensville, you still have a little bit of time to get into a safe place. If you're at the Bread of Life, up near the 127 corridor, you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, a tornado warning in effect for the northern part of Adair and the central part of Casey County. Tell your friends, hit the like and share button on your Facebook to let everybody know what the latest is that's going on.
I was just talking to you about that just a few minutes ago, about that hook into that tail of that storm there just about 15 minutes ago.
Yes, and again, we do have quite a bit of intensification of this storm that's going to be impacting Ely, Salem, Gosser Ridge, Windsor, Kane Store, and Science Hill. That storm is part of what we're seeing in the central part of Russell County. Again, tornado warning in effect for northern Adair. If you're north of Peloton, you should be heads up. If you live in Liberty, if you're around the Bread of Life Cafe, you need to be seeking shelter. You need to be in your safe place. If you're in a mobile home, you need to abandon that, as we do have a tornado warning in effect for the northern part of Adair and pretty much keep the central part of Casey County.
Yeah, that's an area that it's been struck by tornadoes several years ago, right in that area, right around the Bread of Life in that area. I remember
A good friend of mine, Margie Price, that lives there. Her home had the top removed.
Yes, the top of
Roof
yes,
was removed from her home.
That is correct.
Right there in around the Bread of Life Cafe. So we do have a tornado warning in effect for central central Casey County and back to the northern part of Adair County. I want to make a little bit of adjustment here on our radar where I can see some better locations.
The WX150 storm tracker is showing a lot of the heavier activity is in that area, right around the Dumble into the Bread of Life area, as I can tell on the WX150 right now.
Now, the one thing about the WX150 storm tracking system, this is an independent system that we have, nobody else has in the area, and we're very, very fortunate to have it, and that can bring a lot of information should the radar happen to go down. Now, I'm going to call off some of the areas that we're seeing that the tornado would be in the path of, around Woods Creek Road, Moxley Road, Tennessee Ridge, Casey Creek Road, Caney Fork Creek Road, Red Hill and Reber, Ray Miller Road. Those are the areas that we're seeing that the direction of that area of concern with the tornado. Looking at the velocity mode, some of the things that we look at when a tornado warning has been issued. Some of our data becomes, I call it dirty, when we can't see in the lower levels of the atmosphere, and that's what we're looking at now.
Go ahead.
Tracking this tornado there.
Yes, tell him right now. It appears that it's moved out of Adair County, extreme northern part.
County. It's in the extreme northern part.
But it's moving out of the area.
It's moving out of the area.
So there you have the information. Again, we work with law enforcement, work with fire departments, and a lot goes on here in the weather studio to keep everybody updated and informed. But it appears the strongest part of the storm, that cell that would be moving into Casey County, it's likely that the tornado, if there were to be one in that storm, would be right now moving into Casey County. Again, tornado warning is in effect for Casey County. Some of the communities or roads affected include, again, the Woods Creek Road, also the Clementsville community, the Casey Creek Road is another area that would be of concern, and the Blevins Road. All of those are in line for potential for tornado if one were to be occurring. Again, that is a tornado warning in effect for Casey County. If you are in around the Bread of Life in the community of Clementsville, you should be seeking shelter, and got several people messaging here wanting to know information. But we have again a tornado warning for Casey County, Clementsville, Liberty. All of those areas are in the immediate path of this tornado threatened thunderstorm as it moves through. Keith?
Yeah, right in that area in between Dunville and Liberty is the main area that is going to be impacted here, what I'm seeing on the radar here. WX-150 still showing heavy activity right into that area that we're speaking of.
And we continue to watch the cell as it moves out of Russell Springs into the southern part of Casey. A strong cell developing there, and even into the western part of Pulaski County. We don't want to forget our friends in Clinton County. We have a storm warning still remains in effect for there. It has been downsized just a little bit to include not quite as much of Clinton County, but it also is impacting Wayne County. We will have to see how things materializes in the next few minutes as that storm moves through Clinton County into Wayne. Keith?
Yeah, I'm noticing that cell that's just coming into the southern part of Casey County there. I'm showing a lot of hail signature with this cell here. So if anybody's getting any hail in that southern part of Casey County around northern Russell or to the east of Dunville there, just let us know on Facebook.
All right, so again, we have a tornado warning in effect for Casey County, and from the looks of what we're seeing here, let's see, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire. So the tornado warning has been allowed to expire for Casey County. Just would you advise them that the tornado warning has been allowed to expire? All right, much thanks to Storm Anchor Keith Richardson, also known as WX2 with Adair Weather Command. The tornado warning has been allowed to expire. Again, a tornado warning has been allowed to expire for Casey County. Still watching this the cell here in cell here in Russell Springs that's moving into the western part of Pulaski County and the southern part of Russell. Still no warnings issued. Winds gusts up to 40 miles per hour are possible with this storm cell. As we're looking in Cumberland County, the southern part of Cumberland County, kind of the same situation there. Have a strong thunderstorm moving through that area. All right, looking back into western Kentucky, not a whole lot of activity going on. I think we've had a couple of storm warnings issued there earlier today, but those have expired some time ago. Local storm reports in Nashville will just kind of show you a little bit. We had reports of hail, peat to nickel-sized hail around Hendersonville. We also have 1.5 inch hail reported along the Neal Road in the Watertown community of Tennessee. That's just to the west of Cookville. And again, The only storm warning that we have in effect so far will be the one for Clinton County moving into to Wayne County. That would infect or impact the areas. Some of those have already cleared, but would be the Albany, Cartwright, Snow, Cumberland City communities. And if you are in Wayne County, where's that?
That's my house on North 127.
North 127.
Yeah, that storm damage at my home.
Keith Richardson has the grim news that he has storm damage at his place. Monticello, Bethesda, Steubenville, and Burnside are the next areas with this strong thunderstorm as it moves through the area. And Keith, we have a cluster of storms. Of course, now they've included Monticello, the entire county of Wayne County, pretty much, for that cell that's moving out of Clinton, or that's moving out of Clinton County.
That apparently was the cell that just moved into the southern part of Casey County, that cell that got the damage at my home here.
And I think we'll probably go up and take a look at that whenever this is all
Yes.
over with
Yeah.
here in a little while and see exactly what's going on. If you have damage to report, feel free to send it via Facebook. If you have a picture maybe of a funnel cloud that was in Casey County, we'd be interested to see that as well. Anything that would be pertinent, such as hail, if you have hail size to report, we would be glad and happy to see that information as well. Keith?
Fortunate thing, it looks like that it didn't hit my house. It went out to toward 127. So this huge piece off the tree didn't hit our house. Don't look like in the photo my wife sent me. We have another warning.
We do have another severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued, and this severe thunderstorm warning are southeastern Casey and part of Lincoln County.
This is this.
Our tornado alert is also activated
Yes, it
to
sure
show that storm that's moving through. All right, so we're looking at this cell. The tornado alert is going off. Tornado alert is activated probably for a storm that would be for the rest of Casey County. That one that was just issued by the Weather Service. That would be the storm that not only the Weather Service is picked up on, but also the tornado alert device as well. All right, so it's 22 minutes after the hour. Here we do have a new storm warning that's in effect for parts of Casey County, also for parts of Lincoln County. These are strong thunderstorms that's moving through, that's developed. And Keith, the one that's impacting Casey County, we were talking about that for several minutes, concerned about the development overall track, and then Weather Service issues a warning for it.
This is the cell that just come through where I live in northern Russell County and caused the tree damage at my home. This is the same cell, so just be be alert of this cell because it's done hit my home.
And again, the tornado warning that was issued a little while ago, that's been allowed to expire. Again, the tornado warning for Casey has been allowed to expire. Some of the areas that are impacted, I'm going to remove those severe weather statements and let you know what we're seeing and the path of the storms as they move through. Green Pond Road, Calvary Ridge, Baston Creek, North Kentucky 501, Fishing Creek, Watson Chapel. Those are the areas now that are in the path of this storm as it moves through. You can tell it as it moves through the central part of Casey County. Right now, strong storm through Liberty, as well as the Phil community there in the southern part of Casey County. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is basically everything east of Highway 127 back toward Eubank. A severe thunderstorm warning, that's in effect. If you are around Highway 837, the Ragged Ridge Road, this is in Casey County, South Kentucky 501, Shorttown, and Indian Creek. That's where the strongest part of the storms are, and that's the path of the storms as they begin to move through. All right, so we have additional information. Just 1 second, please. We'll be right back with you. All right, so we been on the radio with the folks in Adair County, and they had reported earlier, and this is not current, but had reported earlier that there was a funnel cloud reported near Cane Valley. Again, unconfirmed report. All right, so now we have a storm warning in effect for central Pulaski County, and again, that's the same cell that we've been watching this afternoon. And I'm going to move that back a little bit and show you as there were special weather statements issued by the Weather Service, and you could see the bright yellow. That would be indication of a special weather statement. And then as we go into the afternoon, within a few minutes, there's a storm warning issued. And we were talking about that and the possibilities of a warning being issued. And now that storm has intensified, impacting regions such as Eubank, Science Hill, and Somerset, and that would be from the storm that moved through Russell County.
You can tell on the WX150 storm tracker right now that's intensified down in that area you just spoke of, and still up in the up around on the eastern side of Dunville, up in that area, that cell.
Yeah, it's mainly the worst part of it is now bypass Dunville. It's It's just almost to Eubank. It's north of Yosemite, northeast of Yosemite, there near the intersections of 70 and 198. Let's see, I don't want to forget my friends in Clinton County. We still have a storm warning in effect there. That storm warning is in effect until 3:30, about another 3 minutes or so. I don't believe we have a special weather statement. We do have for Monticello, so if you're in Wayne County, be heads up for at least a strong thunderstorm as they continue to track off into your region. Keith?
Yeah, I was just looking off to the west. We got some a few thunderstorms out there. Nothing severe yet behind us to the west, but the main activity is just to the northeast of us now. That's moved into that more moist, unstable area toward Eubank and up toward Science Hill.
Well, we have that storm that's moving into the Nashville metro area, right over the I-65, I-24 corridor. Storms are moving through there toward Hendersonville. So they're tracking pretty well this afternoon, much in the same direction as the other storms have, tracking off to the east-northeast at about 70-something miles per hour. So I don't think that particular cell will impact our area. Keith, I think we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Now, do we have a new severe thunderstorm warning? This is in effect for Clinton County and the southern part of Cumberland County. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Clinton County and southern Cumberland County. We'll look closer at the radar. You can see the storms just to the south of the Kettle community along Highway 485. This will be impacting Albany, Cedar Knob, and 76 Falls, the Alpha community along Highway 90 there in Clinton and the edge of Wayne County. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern Cumberland and pretty much everything from Albany south to the state line. Have a storm warning in effect for that particular region. We also have a storm warning in effect for Pulaski County. That's in effect until 5 Eastern time. Storm's expected to be moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hail is likely, and the storms will be impacting Kane Store immediately, Nancy, Pointer, and the Hogue community of Pulaski between now and 15 before the hour. Keith?
I'm just noticing if anybody's got any reports of any hail damage or any video of hail falling in the through the Case County area, because I've noticed that it's very intense hail signature in that cell, and also
Now, where are you asking about?
right around it's probably to the east of Liberty.
Okay, in Casey County.
Yes. We got something else.
Have another severe thunderstorm warning that's issued. We're having reports now of 1 inch hail in Cumberland County. 1 inch hail in Cumberland County. Southern Wayne County is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Southern Wayne County is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you are in the path of these storms, you should seek shelter. The warning for Casey County, it still remains in effect. They trimmed that down just a little bit. And we're watching the storms move into Wayne County. A new warning for southern Cumberland County, central part of Clinton County, southern part of Wayne County. We're going to go through all the timelines on these. The storm warning for Cumberland County is in effect until 4 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Central Time for Cumberland County and the central part of Clinton County. Again, this is 4 o'clock Central Time for the warnings for Clinton and Cumberland. The same goes for the storm that is in southern Wayne County. 4 p.m. Central until 5 o'clock Eastern Time for Pulaski County, 5 o'clock Central or 4 o'clock Central, 5 Eastern for the people and in Pulaski County. Keith?
You can tell absolutely through the WX150 down in that area you just spoke of. It's a lot of heavy activity from there, and then up into Pulaski County is where that heavy activity is that the WX150's showing on here right now.
So our WX150 radar storm tracking system that we have is very essential to the people here in this region. Now people are asking about particular areas. Folks, if we don't talk about it, then you're not to be concerned because there's a whole lot going on. We try to tell you where it is and who's affected. Right now, mainly the central part of Pulaski County, that storm is moving through there. Also, the eastern part of Casey County, the storm continues to move out of Casey into Lincoln County, and that storm warning there will be allowed to expire at 4:45 Eastern Time, about another 12 minutes or so for it. Looking at some of the comments, we've had reports of electricity going off and on in Pulaski County as
And we have another one.
and I'm sure that's probably going to be an additional warning for no, we do have a tornado warning now for Somerset. Have a tornado warning. Okay, we have a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. Tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. We're going to look at the Jackson radar real quick, and we're going to focus on Pulaski County. If you're in Nancy, if you're in Somerset, heads up, tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. The storm is moving through. Likely would be right just to the south of Nancy, moving across the central part of Pulaski County. Again, we have a tornado warning. Keith, can you get some information there via your right? Are you seeing any rotation through? Check yours for Pulaski County and give us some ideas of what you're seeing there with the storm. And again, we have tornado warning issued for Pulaski County, and I think we have another tornado warning now, I believe. All right, that's the same one that they'd issued a second ago. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. If you are in the path of this storm, you should seek shelter immediately. Again, tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. And one of the things about the radar, whenever you look at the data, we're right here in a dead zone, and it's hard to indicate anything that would be in that particular storm as we watch it head towards Somerset. If you're in Somerset, you need to seek shelter immediately. Seek shelter immediately in Pulaski County. Again, a tornado warning is in effect for Pulaski County. You should be seeking shelter immediately. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County.
That is definitely a heavy. It's a lot of heavy activity. It's right to the just very right to the east of or west of Somerset right now.
So if you are in Somerset and Pulaski County, you should be seeking shelter. Go to your safe place immediately. Hit the share button. Share this video. Tell people that we have tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. They need to be in a safe place immediately. We do have a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. That's Somerset. You need to be in your safe place. Thunderstorm moving through that area. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. And they can expect large hail. Large hail of 2 inches in diameter are possible with this storm. If you're around the Pulaski County Park and the Nancy community, you need to be in your safe place. Take cover immediately. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning has been upgraded to a tornado warning for Pulaski County, and the storm continues to advance into the Somerset region of Pulaski County.
It's right up on top of getting close to Ferguson and Somerset.
Yeah, let's go. Narrowing in on Ferguson, narrowing in on Pulaski County, and we don't even have anything going on here, but we're getting light flickers here in the studio.
I just heard thunder, so we must have struck north of us some lightning.
So we may have problems there with electricity outage here in a short, but hopefully that will not happen. We're focusing now on Pulaski County. They do have a tornado warning. Tornado warning again in effect for Pulaski County.
If you're in a vehicle, you need to make sure that you get to a ditch or a ravine as soon as you can. Get out of the vehicle. This is not good.
All right, we're getting reports now on 76. Fire officials are reporting a tree down on Highway 76 in the area serviced by the Eli Volunteer Fire Department. If you are in Somerset, you need to be in your safe place. We have a tornado warning in effect. Tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. You need to be in your safe place. You need to be there immediately from the storms that are moving through. Again, this is a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. So if you are in the path of that storm, seek shelter immediately. Albany, Clinton County, the southern part of Cumberland County, and pretty much the central part of Wayne County under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. So again, it's about 19 minutes before the hour of 4 o'clock Central Time. Keith, you have anything you want to add to this?
I just continue to watch this tornadic activity on the radar here, and it's getting really close to Somerset and Ferguson. I'm on just right up on top. Close.
So as you can see, the storm is advancing into Pulaski County, into Somerset. Right now, between Nancy and Somerset along Kentucky 80. If you are in the path of this storm, you should be seeking shelter immediately. If you are in Somerset, anywhere between Somerset and Nancy on Highway 80, you need to be in your safe place immediately. Likely that we would have the possibility of a tornado according to the Weather Service. Keith?
Did they just issue a severe thunderstorm warning? I seen just pop up on the radar. That area?
Where?
Pulaski.
That's old.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we do have, again, this tornado warning in effect for between Nancy and Somerset. The areas that are impacted, the roads and the locations that are impacted by this by this possible tornadic activity at Oak Hill Road, the Thurman Road, Bogle Street, the WTLO Road, Tanya Lane, Nixon Avenue. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer into town, give you some more specifics on this. So if you are in Somerset, I mean, you need to be in your safe place. As a tornado warning in effect, Ridge Hill Trailer Park, Moreland Avenue, Hamilton Avenue, North Maple Street. That would go ahead and include Main Street and probably the North Richardson Road there in downtown Somerset. Again, a tornado warning is in effect for Pulaski County. If you are in the path of this storm, you need to seek shelter immediately. Hit the share button on your computer, on the video. Tell people if you're in Pulaski County, you should be in your safe place. Now, this is mainly areas between Nancy and Somerset along the Highway 80 corridor. We're not saying that this is the exact track. This is where we're seeing the most concern at this point. The tornado warning now has been allowed to shift. They have taken some of the areas to the north off just slightly. The tornado warning is mainly located between Eubank, Somerset, and north of Burnside. Anywhere between the old Norwood Road, the Salts Road, the Pruitt, and the Campground Road, everything back to the south, as far as Burnside, you are in this tornado warning. And as we watch the storm, this large cluster of storm beginning to impact the area, you can tell Sweets US Road, WTLO Road, Oak Hill Road, the storm is going to be on top of Somerset immediately. You need to be in your safe place. If you have friends in Somerset, you need to have told them already to go to a safe place. Raina Hodge, let me know, where is the base? Are you having baseball-sized hail? I'm going to watch out here for you. Are you having baseball-sized hail? And I know she's in Pulaski County. I'm not going to say where, but I know where she lives. Do you have baseball-sized hail? And if you do, can you give us a picture, or if you can safely do so? Again, a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. Okay, what if people can give us some idea of what's happening? We have reports of limbs down in Albany. Can anybody give us information on what's happening in Pulaski County? Again, we have a tornado warning. If you are in Somerset, between Nancy and Somerset, of course, Nancy's pretty much going to be all clear in a moment, but Somerset is yet to hit. Again, we have a tornado warning in effect and reports of large damaging hail that has been occurring with that storm as it moves through. Folks, if you are in Pulaski County, if you're in Somerset, you need to go to your safe place immediately. Should have already been there with the storms as they move through. Golf ball sized hail reported out in the Nancy area. Winds and torrential rainfall is being reported in this area as well. Again, this is, let's see, North Clinton. I see golf ball sized hail. I saw something for Clinton County. Let's see, but at least we know we have golf ball sized hail reported out of the Nancy community in Pulaski County, and the storm shows no signs of weakening as it moves through the area. Folks, if you are in Pulaski County, if you're in Somerset, if you're watching the video, share this on your Facebook and tell people they need to be seeking shelter immediately. We have reports of large hail and confirmed reports of golf ball sized hail in the Nancy community of Pulaski County. Keith, do you have anything to add? I'm just going on.
I have to say one thing about this cell right here. It is absolutely, here in the last 20 to 25 minutes, it's absolutely just blossomed with a hail signature. And the reports we're getting online, it fits right along with it. I've never seen this intense hail in a long time.
I mean, it's pretty impressive. We're going to look at something on the hail core here in just a second. Sardis, the Ferguson, Somerset, you need to be in your safe place immediately. You need to go be there. Should have already been there. If you are in the path of that storm, you need to be in your safe place immediately. You need to be there now. The likelihood of possibility of a tornado exists there in the area.
I mean, I'm absolutely on the hail signature color bar. I'm almost right at the top of the color bar. That's very intense hail that they're having in this area.
Well, I mean, we've had this is really crazy. You know, maybe up to 1 to 2 inch sized hail is possible. Has been possible across this area as the storm moves through, and it's going to continue into Pulaski County. This is what we refer to as the estimated hail size, and then we're going to look at the possibility of severe hail. This is what we're looking at now, the possibility of severe hail, and it's almost 100%, greater than 100% between Nancy and Somerset. So as you see this storm move through, it's likely that we could see, I don't want to say catastrophic hail damage, but significant hail damage moving into Somerset. If you're in the path of the storm, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Even if there's no tornado in effect, it's very likely that we would see torrential rainfall. Hail is a given. We've already had reports of golf ball sized hail with this storm.
There's going to be a lot of vehicles and roofs damaged from this.
They're estimating hail 2.5 inches in diameter. Tornado warning remains in effect.
Oh, wow.
So if you are in the path of this, such as the Pulaski County Park, those are the areas. Let's see.
I just done a radar.
Now I've just received a report from someone, a credible source, confirm. Now this is reporting of this. I want to call it unconfirmed until we can see it. David, tell me a little bit more about this. They're saying a confirmed report of a tornado in Nancy. I do not have any other information to confirm that. But if you have any information, David, how did you confirm that? A friend of mine, a very good weather ambassador to the Storm Alert Center, reporting that a tornado was confirmed in Nancy. Need to know if anybody can confirm this to be true. Anybody saw a funnel cloud? Anyone seen a tornado? Do you have damage in this area? And this is the same area is that what we were looking at on our video earlier today of the significant tornado perimeter. And this is exactly where that we are having this possibility of tornado.
I absolutely, right now on my last radar loop, it is unbelievable the hail signature that I've got coming from the radar now. It is just, I've never seen it like this before.
It's going to be impressive and definitely going to be something we'll need to look at here maybe as when the storm passes through. But we do have, again, tornado warning for Pulaski County.
Wow.
And if you are in the path of this storm, This is what we call the potential or the probability of severe hail. 100% for Somerset. 100%. If you're in the path of that storm, you need to be in your safe place. And we've had an unconfirmed report of a tornado in the Nancy community. And so if you're in that area, if you can give any information at all, we would definitely appreciate it. Keith?
It's just a bullseye right from Ferguson all the way up north of Somerset. Just a few miles out of town is where the bullseye is right going on with this right now.
All right, so we're reporting that Hickory Nut Ridge in Pulaski County has power outages, and now that would be Hickory Nut is right there just to the west of Nancy, and a couple of good friends of mine live out that way.
WX150 is showing very intense activity in that area that we've just been speaking of. Also, still. And
Keith, it's kind of interesting. Everything begins to kind of dissipate farther out, and then that tornado warning again has been extended. That's what we're getting now. Somerset, you need to be in your safe place already. Should have already been in your safe place. Somerset, you need to be in your safe place. Should have already been there. Pulaski County, tornado warning in effect. You need to be in your safe place as these storms begin to move through. Now, as far as everything back to the west, I'm going to do a quick radar sweep to show you what's going on. This will be for here on out, or for the duration of this broadcast. There's nothing imminent for anybody else other than Pulaski County. We're going to focus on Pulaski. We're going to watch that small cell down in the southern part of Wayne County. But right now, if anywhere else you have nothing to be concerned about at this moment, we are dedicated to Pulaski County at this point because of the tornado warning that is in effect. We've had reports of golf ball sized hail, and we have a new tornado warning that would be impacting Burnside. The one tornado, the first one that was issued, this tornado warning was in effect until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. About another 5 minutes from now, the new tornado warning that is in effect until 5:30. That'll be Eastern Time. Having reports of hail up to the size of golf balls moving across the area. Here's the path and the track of the storm that's moving through. I'm going to take off the storm warning just so it won't clutter the radar so much, and just leave the tornado warning polygons on. Shelter in the polygons. Hail 2.5 inch in diameter is possible with this storm. Keith?
Try to refresh my mind and memory of the track of this storm, where it come from. Wasn't it the one that come out of southern part of Russell County?
That's a storm. Well, actually, if you look at the path of it, it was kind of more. It came out of the southeastern part of Russell County.
Yeah.
Moved through the Eli, Goss Ridge, Irvin, Salem community, and then into Pulaski County.
And we mentioned that very, very early on about that, if you remember. That's what I was.
Possibilities of.
And look what this has done.
All right, wow. We have reports of 1 inch sized hail in Somerset, Kentucky, as the storm moves through the central part of the county. The one tornado warning that is in effect, this will be the one that is north of Shopville, between Shopville and Science Hill. That tornado warning is going to expire at top of the hour. The other tornado warning that is in effect for Pulaski County will be in effect for another 30 minutes. And it's a very strong possibility that that would be allowed to continue. And we have a new storm warning that is in effect.
The National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for east central Pulaski County until 5:30 p.m.
All right, so East Central Pulaski, at East Central Pulaski County under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that would be well, that's pretty much the area of the tornado warning.
Yeah.
So we kind of upplayed, downplayed, and then upplayed and downplayed.
I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
So right now we're not going to talk a lot about the storm warning because it's basically in the polygon for the tornado warning. So if I'm going to look at some of our comments. If we're not talking about it, Stacy, we mentioned a minute ago, we're not talking about it. We still have a storm watch in effect until 10 o'clock. Some pictures of the parkway. I may have some pictures that have come in this afternoon. Oh my goodness, we have impressive damage located on the Louis Nunn Cumberland Parkway. Looks like that we may have, it looks like maybe a porch that is laying off to the side of the road. We have trees down on the Cumberland Parkway. This is all sent to us from people that are viewing, and I show it looks like a garage maybe that has the front doors have been hit. I don't really see anything significantly large about that, but we do have damage on the Cumberland Parkway. And Caitlin, I appreciate your reports very, very much. We're going to share those with the Facebook people here in just a few minutes. Severe weather coverage brought to you by the fine folks up at the highway, on East Highway 80, the fireworks over Lake Cumberland. We definitely appreciate their sponsorship this evening and for being here for us. We're getting reports hail at the Adair-Casey County line. And if you go into the comments section, I don't know if I can leave, I'm not able to leave a picture, but we do have reports there of damage in Pulaski County along the parkway. The tornado warning, the one tornado warning that was in effect has been allowed to expire, but now the other one is yet to be yet to expire until 5:30 Eastern time this afternoon. Keith?
The only thing that I see in the state of Kentucky is just right in Pulaski County right now with the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning. The other one is just down around Livingston, Tennessee is the next severe thunderstorm warning with that. But we just mainly, the heavy activity is right in the Pulaski County area right now.
And we again have people reporting up to golf ball sized hail. We have damage reported in the area as these storms move through the region. Have large hail reported in Nancy on Hilltop Drive. Probably every bit of golf ball sized hail, nickel sized hail there in Pulaski County as the storm moved through that. Just pretty much of a quagmire of sizes, anywhere from pea, nickel, dime up to golf ball sized hail, and it's even mounted up on some of the outside material. And it looks like that we could have some hail damage, and it's likely that we would have hail damage associated with the storms as they move through. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. If you're in the path of that storm, you need to be in your safe place immediately. But we've been talking about this, for some time. It's a little bit too late for some to take the shelter because it's already passed. But now it looks like the strongest part is over Somerset, between Somerset and Shottville, Kentucky. Looking at the possibility of severe hail as it moves through. Keith, you have anything to say? You look this way. I want to make sure you didn't have anything.
No, I was just looking back at mine and yours just to see what we had.
We're looking at right now the severe threat. It's still up there, about 61% chance of severe hail that would be impacting Somerset. That's the probability of severe hail. And the estimated hail size is between 1.5 inches as it moves into Somerset there in Pulaski County. So it's still not over. And folks, I want to go back. I have to save this on our images because this is so impressive. And I want to do this as we look at the storms as they move through to see how powerful these storms have been in the last little bit. And I want to save that real quick for future reference because it has been, and I'm not going to curse, it's been a hail of a storm.
It absolutely has been unbelievable.
We have been, this has been a storm that produced hail. We had unconfirmed. I'm waiting on how we receive that information. If someone saw a funnel cloud, if we have damage reported, but with that damage there in Pulaski County, the way it is on the Parkway, it's very likely somewhere around Hickory Nut Ridge Road or the Nancy community that we would be seeing signs of some tornado damage. And here we go. We're gonna just kind of have to wait and see what the end result is. Let's see. Keith, talk there for a second.
I just hadn't seen the hail signature on the radar like that in quite some time with the intensity that we've just seen. It's rolled through Pulaski County. I mean, that was pretty rough. I remember back in 12 when it rolled through my area and destroyed the roof on my house, and that's the last I've ever seen it that bad in this area.
Well, that was a tough time. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to our weather coverage. Right now, we have 236 people that's been monitoring our weather this afternoon, and we do appreciate that. Somebody asked if Burnside was in danger. Right now, the tornado warning is no longer in effect for the Burnside area. Right now, you should be having heavy rainfall, and there is a possibility of some small hail as you make your way into the next 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so. You should see some heavy rainfall in Burnside, and the severe weather is now mainly past the Somerset area and will be moving into Shottville and to the eastern part of Pulaski County.
I've noticed here in my last radar loop that I have, they got a severe thunderstorm warning up in around Mount Vernon, and I've noticed that there's a little bit of a Boeing segment that's going ahead of that cell up in that area there. So I'm sure they're going to have some wind damage around in Mount Vernon area sometime or another there, it looks like.
All right. So if you are in any of these areas, then you can safely do so. Just go to the messaging part of our page and send us what you have, your pictures, and we're going to use all of them, every last one of them on the page as soon as the tornado warnings are expired. We're going to go back and get all of those. Probably not going to be able to credit everybody we're just going to put them all on there and say a big thank you for your support. If you want to go on and say, hey, I took that picture, you're more than welcome to. Sometimes it's hard to go through and identify everybody in particular. But again, we want to say a tornado warning in effect, and this is in effect for about another 20 minutes for Pulaski County. We expect that tornado warning, the polygon, to be downsized a little bit as the tornadic part of that storm moves to the area. And we're looking through the Jackson radar data, so you can see that it's pretty much moved out of Somerset, the strongest part, and is now on Highway 80 between Somerset and Shopville and areas kind of the southeast of there. The severe thunderstorm warning. All right, we do have, maybe that's good news for us. Okay, it shows we're showing here that the tornado warning all right, they have allowed the tornado warning to expire for Pulaski County. The tornado warning for Pulaski County has been allowed to expire. That is the latest from the Weather Service. Again, the tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County has been allowed to expire. At 5:30 Eastern Time, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that's moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour, expecting ping pong ball sized hail and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. If you are in Shopville, Valley Oak, and the Bloss community of Pulaski County, then this is the area of concern that we have now. A severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Pulaski County. Again, that is in effect until 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central this Sunday afternoon. Keith?
I've noticed here in the last several minutes this storm has, for as far as the hail signature on my chart, has went down considerably from what it was when it was over Somerset. But that don't mean that you're still not going to have hail in this storm, though.
Someone inquired a moment ago about the London community. Let's look at the special weather statement. London per se does not have any special weather statements, and there's no warnings in effect. It looks like that the storm would be kind of close to London, maybe north of London, as they make their way through the area. And one of the reasons that we've had the significant weather to unfold the way that it is the amount of daytime heating that we've had. We had a lot of, I know from the time that I got out of church until they issued that first storm watch, everything was just kind of hot, muggy. There was a significant break in the clouds. The sun came out and became kind of that sticky, balmy feeling. and that is that's kind of the culprit that caused all this to come together.
Yeah, because I know when I went out early this morning, about 7:30 this morning, it was just calm, and then about a couple hours later, the wind started blowing. It was a little cloudy. Then a couple hours later, the sun come out, and I knew, and then stepped back on the porch, and it was real balmy, and the air was real heavy, and I knew what was coming up with that.
Well, someone had reported that we have a power outage in the Fairview community. If that is in Russell County, let me know. I want to bring up the outage map and see where we are here in as far as people being out. Significant amount of power outages in Pulaski County. Now 522 in Wayne. 100 customers are out in Russell. Almost 4,000 in Pulaski. 100 and something in Casey, and 4 in Lincoln County, as reported multiple power outages across the county. And we're going to be, as soon as the warnings are allowed to expire, Keith and me are going to regroup and maybe go into some of the storm areas that may have been hit, and do some weather coverage this afternoon. Burnside is clear, and right now for Casey, Adair, Russell, Wayne, Clinton, Cumberland, everything is for the most part clear. You're having some rainfall. Some of that could be heavy at times. We have a special weather statement that was issued for Mount Vernon. That's been allowed to expire. And again, that's kind of out of our coverage area. But we're about 15 minutes before the storm will be allowed to expire out of Somerset. Weather Service in Jackson says tornado possible in that cell as it moves across central Pulaski County into the eastern part of the county. Somerset is clear. There's no tornado warnings in effect. No tornado warnings in effect. Those have all been allowed to expire, and there's no tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. Keith?
Yeah, I was just checking here while you was speaking. Just checking everything down to the west and everything. Everything is pretty much clear for right now to the west. So all the activity is just in that Pulaski County and up around to the east of Mount Vernon and Livingston.
All right, so we're about another 15 minutes in effect for that tornado or for that storm warning to expire. And we've had reports, and some of those coming through our Facebook page. We have reports of damage in the Nancy area along the Louis B. Dunn Cumberland Parkway. We've had several reports of damage. Some of the areas that are affected are off of Highway 80, around the Lee's Air Park, Highway 235 in Pulaski County, off of Highway 80 near the Mill Springs Battlefield, and Kentucky 196. We have reports of power outages there. Surprised we're not seeing a power outage in farther to the east, but then we have multiple reports of power outages between Somerset, back towards Shottville, up toward Eubank, Science Hill, and in those regions, several people without power. As of now, around 3,400, almost 3,500 people without power. In Russell County, we're going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what we're seeing now. Russell County has about 100 customers out. some of the areas along the Jabez community around the Cave Springs Road. We have reports of power outages there in Russell County on Highway 76 at Eli. Have some reports of power outages there. The Cumberland Parkway, Fairview, have reports of power outages there, as well as the Mount Eden Road, Mount Eden community have reports of power outages near the Russell County and Pulaski County line, and the Cumberland Parkway have reports of power outages in that region. And that would be somewhere, if my memory is correct, somewhere around the Brown Ridge community of Russell County. And we're getting reports in Casey County as well, up around Sloan Fork Road, reports of power outages there, and Bird Ridge. Bird Ridge is reporting power outages, and the Henson Creek Road, that's over in Casey County. We have reports of power outages there as well.
Apparently, the severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire for Pulaski.
All right, good observation. Keith Richardson, storm anchor here, and for the Storm Alert Weather Center. Right here is what we're showing now on the radar, mainly rain and precipitation. You can see how that is all kind of fizzled out and moved on to the east. Even if you're east of Somerset, the good thing about it, there's no special weather statements that would indicate severe weather to follow this. Not saying it won't happen, but there's no imminent conditions that would say that, you know, that one area may receive a
The only thing we're showing right now on the radar for severe thunderstorm warnings up around from Mountain Vernon all the way to Tyner.
So Pulaski County is clear. Casey, I mean, this is our coverage area. Casey, Adair, Russell, Clinton, Cumberland, Wayne, and Pulaski. And all of those areas as of now are clear. Keith Richardson and myself are going to go out on the road this evening and see what we can see. I think there's probably damage in the Hickernut Ridge area of Pulaski County. That would be pretty much the central part of Pulaski, just to the west of Nancy. And we're going to get some information and post all the pictures that you all have sent us so far this afternoon here on the Facebook Live. As far as more severe weather, now we're going to tell you exactly how that we see it now. The severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect, but it looks like that the immediate threat is over. We're not going to say it's all clear because that we do see back to the west additional lines of strong thunderstorms, and let's look at that real quickly before we go. This is out of the Louisville radar. You can see just to the west of Bowling Green, around Hopkinsville. You can see these storms that are tracking through Butler, Logan, and Ohio County. 40 miles per hour tracking to the east. It's likely that we'll see some of that activity at least get into the I-65 corridor before later. And this is kind of like maybe like a second round. So we're not going to let our guard down completely, but I think that the greatest threat has already passed us. Now we're looking at a cell down around Tompkinsville that's moving through. that could be advancing into Cumberland and Clinton County. We will continue to monitor the weather situation and keep you updated and informed as we go along. We may not be out, be Facebook Live, but we will keep you updated with warnings and stuff through the weather service and the graphics, and we will just be there for you. The Nancy sign is down on the parkway, so that'll be a good place to go. Thank you, Steve, for that report. Lee's Air Park is on Highway 235 in Nancy. Dave, is there, if there's damage there, if there's anything worth us going to see, then we'll try to do that. All right, so the severe threat, the immediate severe threat has ended, and we have storms way back to the west, west of Bowling Green, moving across into central Kentucky or in our direction. We will monitor that. If there's warnings it starts to fire up, we'll come back and bring additional information to you. But as of now, the severe threat is, as all the warnings are expired. Now, keep in mind one thing: we will try our best to be back and get you that information. If there's anybody here that has damage to report, we would like to know about it. We will come out, make pictures and stuff and share with the people. All you have to do is just let us know, give us some directions, and we'll head that way. We're watching that storm down around Tompkinsville, around the Red Bull and Springs area of Kentucky, and it's tracking off to the east. We may not be here to give out that warning, as if there's additional ones issued, but we will post that in a form of a graphic on the Facebook page to at least let you know what is going on. So on behalf of Storm Anchor Keith Richardson, this is Chief Forecaster Daniel Wilson saying thank you all very much for tuning in to severe weather coverage on your Weather Authority, the Storm Alert